working group or a chapter right now. Just get some alignment. Any questions, anything, we have a little space for that. So I have 2 questions, nice and easy. I just want to know, we'll just pass it around. You can answer these questions at the same time if you want. What is your focus for the next 2 weeks? And where do you need support the most, if any? And if there's any groups within Giveth that can support you, like maybe you need help from another working group or from a chapter to push along the things that you want to get done in the next 2 weeks. Mine, I can go first. Within the DAP working group, it's going to be getting the marketing and growth strategy into gear. Most likely, it looks like basically we're going to have a grow budget. So everything that we want to do, we're going to be able to do in terms of marketing and DAP development, all that stuff. And apart from that, I really need help from design. I have lots of things in the pipeline, we want to make UI changes for part of the growth and marketing. We have an integration with Superfluid to do recurring donations. We're going to be integrating Solana, just big things. And I feel like I need lots of help designing this stuff. So that's where I need help for that. In terms of DAO ops, I think it's going to be leadership agreements, buddy reviews, and leadership reviews. I don't think we need any support there. Oh, and another thing, sorry, I'm just going to keep talking. But on the DAP, you guys probably saw this message, really pushing to find grassroots organizations working on wildfires that have been all over the world this year. And so I really need support from comms and community to just do some creative thinking to find these organizations and call them and be listen, hey, we want to do this. We want to raise money for you. And try and focus on that. But wildfire initiative. Sorry, that was kind of just a long ranty thing, but I'll pass it on to Almond.
Thanks. So what's my focus for the next 2 weeks? On the comm side is to share the optimism and Gitcoin campaigns. So that would be my priority for the next 2 weeks to get the most support out of this. So again, I will love for the people that's in this call to support on that front. And where do I need support the most is from Surbi, as she is the one that will be leading the marketing proposal for the DAP. So I think that for me, Surbi is my person that I will be relying the most. And for sure, the DAP working group as well, as we will be working a lot together. So a lot of communication and teamwork from the DAP working group. And that's it. And I'll pass it to Ashley.
Thanks, Almond. Okay, so Communitas focus for the next 2 weeks is really the ambassador program starting out strong. The first season will be the first session will be Monday the 28th, so next Monday. And I think really the support that I need is mostly from Almond because she's such an ambassador program rock star, but we're going to have a sync session this week and kind of iron out some details. And I think once we have the first session, I'll kind of know what's needed more and can maybe like reach out in other areas for where I need support. But right now it's just kind of like getting it started, and that's really all I need. And then onboarding new contributor Maya, so I guess support there, just like everybody helping her feel welcome when she starts coming on, and if she has any questions, like helping her out, maybe she needs to go through some HR processes, things like that. I think those are like the two main focuses for our working group for the next 2 weeks, and I will pass it to Franco.
Thank you, Ash. The focus for the rewards working group for the next 2 weeks is mainly me doing distributions. I'm doing them right now. I'm not probably going to get them out like this week, the rest of them, like it's only like 5 or 6 that I have left. And Nicola is working on streamlining the process for communicating with the not registered accounts, so they can get their rewards, the praise rewards. And yeah, it's pretty chill. I don't think I need any support from anyone. Mainly will need support from Danny, but she's taking some time off in Burning Man. So yeah, it's pretty chill on the rewards right now. And yeah, I don't know if there's anyone else. Maybe Kai?
Yeah. So for DevOps, it's mostly getting Nicolas onboarded still. I think it's his third week now, but yeah, we want to give him some tasks, and we want to do the new deployment thing. It was supposed to happen last week. I was on vacation last week, so I have to get up to speed there. But I think they waited for me, and I need only help from the dev working group for that, because we it's important that we introduce some new things, and it's important that developers are ready to use them. And so we have to do more onboarding with the developers for the new tools we have and the changes we're making. And who's left? Surbi, you want to go?
Yes. So I don't lead any group, so I will leave this discussion. But yeah, during the later half of the discussion, I would just love to clarify a few of the doubts I have concerning as to if I work what DApp or partnerships, where exactly it falls under. That's all. But I will just leave it to later. So you can take it over, Mitch.
Yeah, that's no problem. Cool. I mean, I tagged Monique. I wish he could join because it's important that we have some sort of development chapter. But anyway, looking through this stuff here, I think maybe we're missing the Give economy. Lauren's out, obviously, so that's tough. But from the Give economy side, what I understand is what they're working on is givebacks on Optimism will go out tomorrow. As well, it won't go out tomorrow, but we're going to distribute it as part of the end of the round, which is ending tomorrow, Ashley, I think. So, yeah, so that's a big thing. That's going to be the first time we send out givebacks on a different chain, on Optimism, as part of, I think it's round 43, I could be wrong. So that's probably interesting to know for communications and community that givebacks will be available on another chain. And that's obviously something we'll need support with. Give Power is challenging, but probably 2 weeks away. So that'll mean that like people can use their Give the same way they use it on Gnosis chain, they can use it on Optimism now to like stake their Give behind projects and like boost their matching. And the cool thing is like it'll all be aggregated. So like you can boost on Gnosis chain and you can boost on Optimism, and it all like combines into one total score. And so it's like pretty pretty cool. Amin worked super hard on it. But that's going to be 2 weeks away for that. And I can't think of anything else. I think Jake's helping to like organize testing CowSwap. And I think if you guys don't know about CowSwap, it was this big thing. We partnered with them. So basically when people trade on CowSwap, it's like a decentralized exchange. They trade on CowSwap and they can optionally add an extra amount that goes to the matching pool that we use for quadratic funding. So it's this idea that we kind of branded as like a public goods router. So that like, you know, CowSwap being the first one and then getting more and more decentralized exchanges to add this feature where like people who are swapping tokens can like additionally make a donation to our matching pool, which goes to funding public goods. So that's like kind of in its like late stages and it should be finished in a couple weeks. And I think that's also a give economy issue that they're working on over there. So I think the biggest thing that they need support on will be communications around givebacks and give power eventually when that comes out, and then also communications for CowSwap when that feature is tested and live over there. So I think that's for give economy. Cool. We got 15 minutes left. I'm wondering if anyone had any comments or questions about anything that anyone mentioned from their updates. Anything that didn't make sense or...
I mean, I don't know if this is the call to talk about it, but I definitely have some questions about distributing givebacks on Optimism, and I don't know exactly, like, maybe I just sync up with Mohammed about that, or like we talk about it in the givebacks channel, but basically I'll just be doing the same thing that I do on Gnosis, but I make 2 spreadsheets every round, one for Optimism and one for Gnosis, or...
I think, like, because right now the way you do it, Ashley, right, is like you get all the donations that happened and then you guys review it, right?
Yeah.
So then that shouldn't matter. You don't need to split that up, right?
Well, no, actually, in the API, I either choose all other chains or I choose Optimism. So it is split up, and when the donations come up on the spreadsheet now, when they're on Optimism, they just show value 0. They don't show the actual value.
Oh, well then I guess then since they're separated, you'll have to do both.
And then in EVM CRISPR, is it like this? We're sending it out from the same treasury, but like, how do I differentiate which chain they're being sent out on? Or
so right now, this is the thing that I'm working with Sem on. So
okay,
givebacks and Gnosis chain, just do everything exactly the same, and then once we have all the final reviewed and like red listed donations like removed from the calculation, then I'll probably just do something like more manual to send it out on Optimism because we don't have anything set up there yet.
okay, all right. Well, we can work together to do it, and I'll just pull the data, and I'll have 2 spreadsheets then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what you need to do.
Thanks.
Yeah. Cool. That's great. And I was curious, Kai, when you said new deployment, what did you mean? You said new deployment out, and I didn't understand.
It's okay. We have this. I told you last time, because you also kept asking about Kubernetes. We did Kubernetes for another deployment scheme, and Moshi Hub worked on that. In the past weeks, and me as well. And
okay, your audio is a little bit
ready
crazy.
now for.
No, I cannot hear.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Here, try again.
Is it better now?
I think so.
I can only. I don't know.
Try.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I mean, I can hear you great. I'll try again. So it's just a new deployment because we are not going for Kubernetes, but we wanted to have a simpler deployment. We worked on it the past weeks, and now it's ready for staging. It's just a new way to deploy the same stuff that we have running now.
Okay. Okay.
Right now,
Cool.
it's on many servers. Yeah. Okay.
I'll trust you. Cool. And there's another random thing. I keep on getting emails from Segment, which I think Segment is what's feeding into Amplitude that we eventually want to do like our analytics on. And I keep on getting emails saying that we're hitting the cap on our usage.
Yes, we are hitting the cap, and we should not use Segment if we can. Like, we should find an alternative. We have a list of things we want to find an alternative, and this is one of them. It would be nice to replace Segment and Autopilot, at least at first.
Interesting.
It's always on our back, in our icebox. We identified this as an issue some time ago. It needs some development, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the easiest thing to switch stuff like that mid-time, but we need to get rid of it. It's taking too much. It's costing too much.
Interesting. Is there any way that we can like check it out? Maybe we're like gathering too much information or like using it too much.
Yes, definitely. For Segment, for Autopilot, I've heard that people cannot work with it anymore. From Ashley, I think, and from you.
Yeah, people have been talking for a long time about a better system.
It does. The thing is, I think both are being, or were for a long time being paid by Willy, so they kind of escaped our funding, control, whatever, billing.
Interesting. If we stop using Segment, then that means Amplitude will stop working, and I think that's what like Ahmad and Sotobi were using for gathering like website analytics, if I remember.
Yes, but we can. I mean, if we replace it, of course, we need to replace it with something that can do the same connections. But I think Segment is just gathering events and sending them on, so there must be something better.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, that could be interesting if there's like within the comms or team, if you know of like an email app or software that like does everything that we need it to do. I'll be down. Like I think Ashley's looked a few times for alternatives to email, and like I don't know, we never found something that quite does everything we need it to.
I compiled a list already and have an issue for that. I asked ChatGPT. I also couldn't find something, but again, GPT was pretty cool and knew some stuff I didn't just find by Googling. Also, you didn't ask, but I was browsing. Segment runs for $120 per month.
$120 a month?
Yep.
And Autopilot, I think, is something similar.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's also 120.
Okay.
I will, in the meantime, dig up the issue and show you.
Cool. Okay. All right. Anything else here? On there? No? Okay. Well, maybe I'll just make a few points about this wildfire thing. I mean, I kind of left not a long, but it was a little bit ranty message about how I feel about this. And I think, just to be clear, because I mean, Sotobi and Alman and Ashley are here, so it's like, I really think that like it's good to pull this stuff back into focus because I think we get lost in like the crypto world and we forget about the fundraising stuff that's really, really important. And I mean, at least in Western media, this is my bias, this is definitely a big issue right now is wildfires. Especially here where I am, it's smoky every day over here that we're here. And so it's like, it's real. And so it'd be cool to just like, make this a priority, try and run a campaign, build some awareness, and like, see what we can do. And if this works great, then I mean, let's try and pull, disaster relief and responding to things back into the focus and see if we can like engage the crypto community to fund these things that really matter on the ground, just as much as they care about building tech and Web3 products and all that stuff. So I think we're really well positioned to try this out and engage people to rethink how they donate.
Yeah, I already told you in chat that I support your plan. I remember when we had our new Giveth live, and there was something also in South America.
Patagonia.
About, there was some disaster relief.
Patagonia wildfire.
And yeah, and I never no, that was not the one. It was or was it the Patagonia wildfires? Yeah, it was the Patagonia wildfires. But I'm not sure like the money ever I'm not sure what happened to that. So that's why I'm very interested in a new approach. Because there was a person raising money, and I just don't know if the money is still sitting there, or I checked once a couple of weeks later, but it didn't look like anything was moved. And for disaster relief, that's just, I don't know what to say really. So if you can own that, it would be super.
Sorry, Kai, your audio is a little bit off, but like I understand what you said, and like this is not related, but like actually, like I know some of the people, like they did the Patagonia wildfire thing, like through friends, and like I wasn't at Giveth at that time, but it was like pretty cool. Like when I joined Giveth and I saw the project, the Patagonia wildfire, and I was like, hey, maybe I know these people, and I actually like I know them. The money got there, and so yeah, if it's comforting for you,
Oh yes, very, very, but I will shut up because of my connection.
I mostly got it too. That's cool. I mean, I also reached out to Claire because I know Claire's in Greece, and I know that there was a few islands that got totally burnt over there. So I've been like, Ashley's doing great work over here with like the stuff in Maui. I have like 5 or 6 organizations now in Canada that I have to call later today. But it's good to like keep exploring and maybe see like Greece or other countries that really had bad wildfires, and if we can run a global campaign for it.
Yeah, that's just what I had started with today, like when I saw your message and everything. So I just started in Hawaii, but I think that anybody who's doing outreach to some of these organizations, maybe we can put them in the spreadsheet so we're not so that we don't have multiple people outreaching to the same organizations. Gives us a way to keep track. But I plan on doing outreach to other organizations besides just Hawaii as well.
Excellent. And I think go ahead, Surabhi. Go ahead, please.
Please go.
I was just, one thing we learned from doing the impact quests is calling is the way to go. These people don't respond to emails very well. So if you can call them, it's way better. Get a Skype subscription, and you can call landlines with it, and it's really easy. Go ahead, Surabhi, please.
I just wanted a clarification on because this is the first time I'm hearing this. How exactly the outreach happens? Is it like a dedicated team, or anyone or everyone who has network does it? How does it work?
I think it's better if you have like a good connection with the person, like just coordinate. Like Ashley's got this spreadsheet here, and I mean, I think this is valuable for anybody to work on. Like if you feel comfortable calling them, explaining Giveth, ideally onboarding them onto crypto, or finding some way that you can like help them get funding, like I feel comfortable off ramping money in Canada, so like I'm willing to do that, but you know, it's cool to get them into crypto fundraising and help them.
Understood.
Yeah.
But there's not really a dedicated team specifically. I would say that because this is more of like a community-driven initiative, then maybe Comunitas will get more involved and for sure with the com support. But I would say, and I will encourage everyone on Giveth to support and maybe reach out, and I think this is something that everyone should be doing once in a while.
Understood. Yeah, for sure. Also, Mitch, okay, we have run out of time, but I wanted to check if this is the right call or governance is the right call to understand my work falls under which chapter or working group.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for most of your work, like working on the DApp growth and marketing, like it's straightforward. You know, you put it under the DApp working group. If you're doing partnerships, I think there is, like, even if you just type in partnerships in Clockify, it should show up as, I think it's like DAO Ops, I think we put it under. And so you can do that stuff there. And then the rest, like, just like, if you have questions, so to be, just DM me like, hey, what should I do with this? And I can give you the best answer.
Sure, let's do that.
Perfect. Cool. Well, we soared right into the governance call. And we have a Heather with us now, so this is exciting. So governance, folks. Welcome to governance, 21st of August. Again, people are gone to Burning Man, so we'll see how many we get here. Not too many are gone to Burning Man, so that's no excuse. Intentions and distractions. My intentions is to talk about Clockify and our Give distribution. And distractions is, wow, lots of stuff to do on Monday. And I will pass it on to Sorbi.
Thank you. So I am working on 2 partnerships, Planet and Shapeshift. I am working on DApp marketing DApp marketing campaign ideas. And then I'm also starting my work on the website optimization. So super focused. However, I'm visiting my husband's parents for the first time. So yes, little distracted on that note for 2 days.
Cool. You want to pass it on?
Sorry, I always forget that. Sorry. I will pass it on to Ashley.
Thanks, Serbi. Don't have any priority agenda items, just intentions for the call, maybe to say I'm back, ready to be focused. I know that givebacks have been, along with some issues that we are facing with EVM CRISPR. It's also been a little bit delayed because of me, but be ready because forum posts are coming and votes are coming, and there's another end of a round tomorrow. So just keep your eye out for votes and for forum posts. And my distractions are that I'm just starting to get a little bit hungry, but I can wait till after this call. And I will pass it over to Keshav.
Hello everyone. I'm right now working on Giveth and Bitcoins grant on the video, and I'm not distracted right now. I'm super focused on creating the videos, and yeah. And yeah, I want to pass it to Nico. Yeah.
Thank you, Keshav, and yeah, good evening, everyone. And my intentions for this call is to sync up with everyone and also do some buddy call reminders and yeah, help out Mitch about giving clarification on Clockify issue. And I'm a little distracted right now because I'm a little sleepy, but all good. Passing it to Frischel.
Thank you. I'm here to listen in and sync up with everyone and be updated with governance stuff. And distraction is my back hurts. And I'll pass it to Kai. Gili Royal.
Yes, I'm not distracted, but I have no intention, so I can shoot it right on to Dr. Suga.
Hello. Thank you, Kai. I guess very quick as well for me, just here to sync up and no distractions, and I will pass it to Serbi.
Sorby. Yeah, she already went, but we can pass it on to Franco.
Yeah, thank you, Mitch. Intentions just catching up, and just like Ashley giving you heads up that you're gonna see a little bit of spam in the forum with rewards. We're doing the last distribution, so check those forum posts. We're doing May, June, and July this week. All of it all at once. So there's gonna be like 6 of them, but yeah, no distractions. I'll pass it over to let me see, Jake.
Yo! So I already did my spamming, but my intentions is to talk about the cow swap testing party. That spam has already gone out. That's on Wednesday instead of the Give Economy call. I think it's 4 p.m. Central European time. I'm going to be calling and saying, or I'm going to be saying it again probably on the next couple calls I join. Other than that, no intentions. Listen in. Distractions. The mosquitoes are really bad today where I'm at. Let me pass it to Heather because we were just chatting.
Yay! I was hoping I would get picked. My intention for the call is just to listen to updates. Not sure if this is a place to talk about DevConnect planning. And my distraction is I don't have any distractions. I feel good. And who else? Nicola?
Yeah, me, GM. Okay. Hi guys. My intentions are just to sync up, align, see if I can help and support somehow, somewhere from the DAOps perspective, and no distractions. I'm ready to be here for half an hour with you present. And let me see. That's all. No, Almond.
Thanks, Nicola. Intentions to listen, clockify, and yeah, discussion, and no distraction. And passing it back to you, Mitch.
Okay, that's cool. For some reason this is not working too. Let's see. So I think a few of these random topics are going to take up pretty much the whole call. So maybe I just want to give you guys some heads up on some things to vote on before we get into more of the discussions. There is a forum post I snuck up yesterday that is the Q2 2023 NR Give token distribution. So this is not for all of you, but for most of you. This is a quarterly distribution we do for people who have been working for Giveth outside of their trial period for at least 3 months. So this would be applicable to everybody who was not on their trial period and like contributing to Giveth. This is going to change because now it's a little bit confusing with SubDAO, but from April 1st. So most of you know the drill for that. 144 NR Give tokens. If you're not sure whether or not you need to make a proposal for this, just send me a DM and I can tell you how to do it, or if you're eligible, or answer any questions. If you're not sure how to actually do the thing on the DAO, I made a video a few months ago how to exactly do it on the thing. If for some reason you're having an issue with like loading the DAO or it just looks like super broken, you can DM myself or Kai. We have like some new nodes that like some new settings that you need to use. So if it's not working, just like DM us and we can like fix it basically. And a lot of you are already on it, putting up your votes. So yeah. And so that'll be up until, well, 1 month from now. So the 21st of September, that'll be open. Okay. Any questions or comments on that? Okay. That's cool. Great. And then probably just to let you all know that the DApp working group proposal passed. Oh, looks like I couldn't get the final results. There we go. Unanimously says grow. 5.2 million give. So that's cool. So just letting you know that that is closed and the final result is grow for the DApps. That's very exciting, and I'm very excited, if you guys can't tell. And yeah. And I think maybe, Nico, you had a quick PSA as well for buddy reviews.
Yes, I do. Yeah, just an announcement to everyone. We are again on the buddy call review season. So everyone is up to do their buddy call right now for Q3. So I've sent out a reminder in the channel earlier today to do everyone's buddy call. And also I've sent out a private message to the buddies to do the buddy call. So just an instruction. If first thing that you need to do is to set up a common time with your buddy, and once that's finalized, just reach out to me so that I can help you plan ahead and gather all the necessary responses. The two forms that we need to fill out are just a self-review form for yourself and then a contributor feedback form. You need to be mindful that you need to fill out at least 3 contributor feedback forms for the top 3 people that you've worked with recently. So yeah, that's just it. Thanks, Mitch.
Okay. Cool. Great. I know I gotta plan some buddy calls. I've been a bad buddy with Franco, and I'm very sorry, Franco.
Not true. You're a great buddy.
Been a negligent buddy. I'm sorry. We'll have a call. We'll fix this.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Then I think. Oh, sorry. So maybe just to follow up on that, in our Give discussion, there's a bunch of votes already up there to vote on, and there's also another one. There's one vote to mint 1 token for Sem. Sem is helping us update our DAO a little bit because we need to change the way that we do givebacks. He's got like a new thing that he wants to help us implement. So Sem needs 1 token so that he can actually just make votes on our DAO to make some changes that we will vote through. So that's that there. And then the rest, there's already like almost a dozen votes up that you can check out. If you don't have any labels, like see how mine have like the person's name on it instead of their address, I can show you how to do that so you can see the actual names on them. Cool? All right. Then let's talk about some of these discussion topics. I know that there's some issues with Clockify, like maybe some like mental barriers to actually like doing it, and maybe some people are confused. I think we were talking about this in DAO Ops, and I know like most of the crews here from DAO Ops we feel really strongly that we should keep going with Clockify. I think it's really important that we at least try our best with like reporting how we spend our time, not because we want to police how people are spending their time, but we want to figure out the cost of the things that we're doing, you know? Like while the budgeting is still really fuzzy and like our treasury and our spending is still really fuzzy, I think it's important that for now we really focus on reporting our hours and reporting our hours accurately so that we can appropriately cost things like working groups, things like building products, things, the amount of money we're spending on fundraising and things like that there. So I noticed some people were complaining because it felt like we were trying to police hours. You know, maybe that like we're trying to control the way you work, or I don't know. But it's like, for me, I feel it's really important actually we figure out like how much do things cost. And unfortunately, the only way we have to do that right now is through like the amount of time you spend on X, Y, and Z. So I think I paraphrased that well enough, but I'm curious if anyone has anything to add or just like something to worry about.
Yeah, I want to add, because you doing the DAP working group now, that I was doing it wrong also a bit. I was not, like, we should charge hours for servicing the DAP to the DAP, not the DevOps group. And I will repent. That's all I want to say. And do it differently now. And just, if I service the DAP now, it will go to the DAP budget.
Yeah. And sometimes it can be hard because if you go to Clockify and you're trying to put in your hours and you don't find the thing that like properly describes what you're doing, you can just put it somewhere for now, like in the appropriate working group, and send a message to Nico or Fischel, and they can make sure that like the work that you're doing like has like a clear place for you to put it if you're running into that issue at all.
Another thing, now that you say that, it would be super helpful to have, maybe we have them now, but like categories like common stack, just common stack, like the org or TEC.
I think that's like,
because as far as I know, but sorry, it's true, but it's like it because we are in this Clockify discussion. You are true. It's general magic. I just had to think of it.
Yeah, no problem. If you're having the issue though with Clockify, like even if it's general magic, like Nico, Fischel, I think they can still help you with that. Is there anything like people wanted to say or that they needed like clarity on, or if you're like worried about something with it? I want to give the space. Okay. And just to reiterate what Kai said, like, unless you're leading a chapter, you should try and put as much of your hours possible into like a working group. So, you know, DAP or Give Economy or Communitas, usually those are the big three. Then, you know, Rewards is another one, for example. DAO Ops. I think like it's interesting for like Kotabe and Suga, like the fundraising that you're doing. There's a fundraising category in DAO Ops that you can put your hours into.
Maybe I can add something to this one, Mitch. So, first of all, we'd like to appreciate everyone's feedback about the Clockify time reporting. And for those people who are struggling to put their hours, I think we don't really expect overly detailed reports. I think it's just enough that Fischel can, enough information to allocate the hours with a short or a brief description of it. And for those who are still struggling to do it, we are here to support you in every step of the way. You can just estimate the task percentages. There are good practices that some people are doing here in the Giveth community and reporting their hours. You can check your to-do list, like I think Mitch does it, and yeah, daily reporting isn't also mandatory. What matters for us is we are able to account the hours. Like you get paid for what you do, and it might seem like a bit of a process and it's new because of the subDAOification, but we really get good information out of this one, like the budget forecasting that Frischel uses, and also it helps us with accountability regarding our hours. So if there's anything that we can support you with your time reporting, just let us know. Just let me know and Frischel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Then if that's okay, maybe we can move on to talking about DevConnect. Maybe you want to take that one, Heather?
Sure. So I guess we're just trying to get a head count of people who are coming. And I think probably the easiest way would to like create a type form. And I can go back and look on past type forms from different conferences just to get the structure. Because once we get a head count, then we can start looking for accommodation. And just to clarify, DevConnect is really more of like a decentralized kind of conference where there's a main co-working area and the ticket is $10 or €10, so it's really affordable. And then there's other conferences that happen around the city. And then we can like pick and choose, but that's going to be like the main base, I would say. I don't have too much in the form of updates because I think a lot of this is kind of dependent on Griff and what he wants to support, and he's gone right now. So that's where I'm at with DevConnect planning, if there's any questions.
No questions, but I just wanted to say, like, before Griff left, I made sure to pin him down and be like, hey, what's the plan? Because I know we need to book accommodation as soon as possible. He told me to plan for 2 weeks for like 40 to 50 people. So I think it's great to get a head count and everything, but also like if we just start looking now for something that can accommodate that, like it might not be a bad idea just to book it because maybe they won't be there the whole time through the retreat, but that after the Giveth retreat, that people from like the Galaxy from Common Stack and TEC and everything will be also joining us. So,
yeah, that's really great information to know. So I guess I'm wondering like which 2 weeks, is it going to be like the week before or like the week after?
Well, I think we were talking in the week before DevConnect would be better for the retreat because then we can all connect with each other. We can make a plan for DevConnect. And I think that a lot of us will be like burned out after DevConnect to like really spend the time to like ground in with each other. So I think that before the convention is better for the retreat. I was thinking then like the 7th through the 21st. And I did do some like searching for accommodations. I put a couple links. There was like one place that could accommodate quite a few people with like 30 rooms. Like maybe we just rent a whole hotel in the DevConnect thread or channel that we started. So there are some things that we could look at in there. And I did show those things to Griff as well. And he was like, yes. So I think that if we shoot for something that's kind of like what I posted in there, then we can accommodate for everybody. There has been some question of like whether we want to have the retreat like inside the city of Istanbul, because we'll definitely want to be in Istanbul for the convention, but some people was thinking that maybe like being in the countryside might be nice for the retreat, but maybe it's too hard to try to book 2 places and expect people to move. And if we're in the countryside, can we get like transportation? And there's a lot of details to figure out, but that was something that multiple people have brought up to me that like it would be nice to have the retreat not in the middle of the city.
Yeah. Thank you for all that information. I'm wondering if we should start having like Dev Connect planning meetings. Because yeah, this is all like really helpful info, and now that I have the dates, it definitely gives me so much more clarity and a head count.
Just one thing, new father Jake the Snake here wants to bring up is I know 2 weeks is a long time, and some of us have families, so I know the questions about like how are we going to do it with bringing families and whatnot I've seen in the channel, so I do want to make sure that is also something spoken about because 2 weeks is a long time.
It's very true. We definitely want to be family friendly for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think starting a planning meeting is great. I reached out to you, Heather, specifically because like I just don't have the time to lead it like I was leading Barcelona or Denver. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, maybe we could do like the same time as we've done Barcelona and Denver.
Mm-hmm. I just need somebody to like take it on, you know?
Yeah. It sounds like it's gonna be me.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Ashley help you. Algene is a huge help for this kind of stuff, but yeah, somebody needs to lead it.
Okay. Well, do you think we should start the planning meeting like this week or next week?
I think it sounds like you're ready to go. So I mean, let's do it.
Okay, we can start the planning meeting on Wednesday at the same time as the other ones. I can't remember exactly what the times were. Do you recall?
We can find it. We can find it somewhere. I think it was on Thursdays. No? I don't remember.
I think it was Wednesdays after the Give Economy, like in between Give Economy, maybe, and something else. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was right before the AMA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And maybe you don't need the whole crew. Like, I kind of trust you and Ashley and like whoever can figure out the right things.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so we'll start it again this Wednesday and just get ahead of it.
I have a call already at that time this week, but next week I have that time available. So just throwing that out there, but I'm super down to support you, but also like similar to Mitch with the ambassador program and everything coming up, I don't know that I have the bandwidth to spearhead the thing, but I'm super down to help. And I know that there's a couple decentralized events platforms that I've experimented with before, so maybe that's something we could utilize in this case too.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I feel like you have the most information of what to do, so I would definitely appreciate you being there. So maybe we should start next week.
Yeah, or you guys can just have a call this week, like an hour later or something. I don't know. Exceptionally.
Yeah, I could do like the 30 minutes before the AMA, but I have like a 30-minute call at the top of the hour.
Okay, we'll figure out a time. I don't want to waste other people's time now. Just trying to schedule.
Sounds good.
So.
Thanks, Heather.
That's all I got. So I mean, yeah, cool. So I think like whenever time you guys choose, we can like carry all that Dev Connect conversation over there. And thank you, Heather. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'll try my best, even though I don't have a lot of bandwidth either, and I'm going on vacation in early September, but I will do my best.
Okay, well, if we can get the ball rolling. Okay, we've got 2 minutes left. Does anyone have anything else to say? Comments, questions? I had an interesting idea. I'm just going to talk then. I was thinking about when I was doing the latest NR Give thing, I was like, okay, this is kind of like complicated, and it's weird now because we don't have role proposals, or, you know, the definition of contributor is much more fluid now. And so I wrote it into the DAO ops, but I'm thinking of ending the NR Give distribution in favor of like letting these sub-DAO groups like organize themselves more. But I wanted to maybe think about taking that and like plugging it into like our different governance things, and maybe we can give out like a reputation style token using praise data. So like maybe the praise score just literally just turns into like a reputation token that is given out, you know, alongside Give. Something like that. I don't know. I'm curious what people think. Or is it just redundant?
I don't know if it's related, but Christopher is working on something similar for optimism. He's creating this thing called like attestations, so it can help like the governance in optimism, like to pick new batch holders, or I don't know the details because the governance in optimism is kind of complicated. But I think Christopher is working on something like this. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Basically, the main point is that I feel like the NR Give really doesn't have like a strong purpose anymore because we've kind of decentralized away from it. And so this might be the last one. I'm curious what people think, but I feel that there's not really a strong enough purpose to have an NR Give DAO to keep doing it, but I'm willing to be told otherwise.
I'm just curious about like DAO-wide decisions, like treasury management. Then it would just be DAO ops only that would be making decisions on what Giveth's going to do with like funds?
Well, we would still have Snapshot, and we would have the multi-sig, right? The multi-sig is, you know, like 15 people, right?
Yeah,
But
Snapshot could be a good. But Snapshot lets anybody who has Give participate, right? I don't know. I'm a little hesitant to just like completely let go of that ability to make decisions about the treasury, because I know that we kept it in favor of not completely decentralizing to the gardens or something like that, so that we could still, as for lack of a better term, as an inner circle, be able to make decisions if need be, or to like stop things if need be, etc.
yeah, but like right now, that's not what happens anyway, right? Because I mean, the only thing that we control is the Give that's in there, right? The whatever 7 million Give that we keep on having to put in there. And all the other like actual funding is in the multi-sig, and
so then
there's not really any clear way to control it.
A multi-sig then? Or
oh yeah, we have the fundraising call. But what was your question, Ashley? Sorry, I didn't understand you.
Givebacks then be distributed from a multi-sig then?
We could continue using the NR Give DAO, and I'd be curious, like what I thought was maybe just reducing like all the voting tokens to like just like the Give economy crew that like needs to manage it.
It's an interesting thought. I'm definitely willing to think about it some more.
Yeah, we just don't do a lot with it anymore. You know, we don't have role proposals, givebacks. You know, only a few people are really involved in the process, and then the rest is just kind of rubber stamping. But
yeah, I think it would be important to establish the sub-DAOs in a solid way before we go ahead and dissolve it, though. You know, so that each sub-DAO is actually clearly working.